Hello everyone and welcome to Katharine's Creatures episode 6. This is a series where we can discuss different kinds of beast beings and creatures from mythologies from all around the world. I always like to preface by saying that I am not a linguist, so if I do butcher a pronunciation, that is not my intent and I do apologize. I am trying my best. Now, today's topic, inspired in part by the Beijing Olympics that are going on as I record this, I'm going to pull from the Chinese mythology, and I'm going to talk about the Qilin or the Kirin. The spelling can depend a little bit on country of origin. Qilin is natively or originally Chinese, but the Japanese and Korean version are spelled a little different, and they are very similar in many ways, but they do have their distinctions. So I just wanted to make that note. But the Qilin, imagine a scaled creature. A lot of times they're described either partially scaled, fully scaled. They have body shapes that have varied from ox, deer, horse. What they do share in common is that they have one single antler that sticks up from the center of their forehead. Now, the Lin family in China are a group of one-horned creatures, and so the Qilin or Qilin is one of those. And some people, again, depending on dynasty and the region, there's a lot of variations within this particular type of creature, but sometimes they're described as the Kai or Qi as the male and the Lins or the female version, so putting those two parts together spells Qilin, and that makes the animal species as a whole. Now, this dragon-like, sometimes descripted creature is often benevolent, there you go, that's the word I'm looking for. And their appearances are usually occur when they're trying to punish evildoers or wicked people. If someone who's pure, pure heart, you can think of it, is in trouble, they can come and give aid in various ways. Some lore even describes them as being able to breathe fire. In the Buddhist view of this creature, they are very majestic and peaceful creatures that do not actually ever walk on the ground because they're afraid to even damage a single blade of grass. And so often in images, they're painted or portrayed as walking on clouds or water, but never upon the earth, because the Buddhists do not believe they ever touch the ground. They just do not want to risk damage on any living thing. They are also then, in that lore, they are opposed to eating or harming any flesh, so think of them as herbivores. Now, the Qilin, you can kind of understand that in modern day, they've been lumped together with unicorns being this very peaceful, majestic, mythical creature with a single horn. You can kind of see how there's some connections there. In lore, they sometimes serve as omens of great people to come. And actually, one of the most famous stories is Qilin appeared right before the birth of Confucius. So in ways, he was predicting that this great person was going to be born in the near future. So I really think they're really fascinating creatures, again, depending on variations from regions and dynasties. There's no one true descriptor for them. Sometimes you can understand they have jewels they may bear, or sometimes described as very brilliant. Jewel-like brilliance is cast when they're in the sun or light. Again, they have so many different sub-variations, and they're very fascinating. If I went into them, it would take a long time. But if you are interested in this creature from Chinese mythology, I do advise looking into them more. I find them fascinating. And if you have any questions for me pertaining to this creature or any kind of aspect of mythology, just let me know in the comments or message me on my social media. And until next time, Skull.